Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all can join us once again. But for our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also tuning through our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Well, as you guys know, I'm not a parent myself. But one of the things that I hear from parents is, of course, there is the joy of parenthood, but also there can be challenges involved. One of those can be, especially if you have a picky eater in the house. That can be worrisome for some parents because you may be wondering if they're getting the necessary nutrients that they need. It can be a struggle, but to help you out today, we're excited about our next guest. Brenda Demers is joining us today. She's the CEO of SmartyPants Vitamins. We want to talk to her not only about how you can be able to manage a picky eater at mealtime and the importance of vitamins as well. Brenda, thank you again for the time. Really do appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So this is an important topic, Brenda. My radio audience knows I don't have children of my own, but it's one of those things I do hear a lot in doing these conversations over the years. For parents that may be dealing with the picky eater at home, what advice do you have for them when it comes to dealing with that situation?
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a challenge for parents and for children. I'm actually also a mom of two. Besides being the CEO of SmartyPants Vitamins, I am a mom of two, and I had a picky eater in my son for the first several years of his life. And yes, it is a challenge, and it can be stressful for both parents and children. And I do have some advice, but I'm always very careful about giving advice to parents because from the time the child's born, we're always getting advice left, right, and center, whether it's solicited or not. But I do have some tips and tricks in terms of working with a picky eater. So, okay, first of all, what I would say is start young. So the younger that you can start introducing, these new and different foods, the easier and more familiar these foods will be for your children. So I always start there, start young. Also start small. So, having smaller portions can be less overwhelming for the child. So really be careful of how much, you're actually putting on the plate and asking of your child to try. So starting young and starting small, and then repeat exposure. Again, the more that you can actually introduce these foods, on a daily basis, again, the more comfortable, the more familiar your children will be. And then there's also tips that I've heard from parents in terms of either involving the children in the meal prep process when, they're a little bit older, or, really leveraging those meals where they really enjoy, kind of sneaking in those vegetables with a sauce that they might like. All of these have been tips and tricks that do work. But I will say there's never a one-size-fits-all solution. I tried all of those myself. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. So the biggest piece of advice I could actually give parents is be positive and be patient. Most parents just want their kids to be healthy and happy and have a positive relationship with food. And I think that's the biggest thing that I learned myself is trying to remain positive and remain patient.
Yeah. I had a question about this, Brenda, again, keeping in mind not having children of my own, but just thinking about myself growing up, what my mom used to tell me is that some food I just didn't like as a child.
Yeah.
as a child. How do you tell if a child is a picky eater rather than it's just something they really just don't like?
Yeah, there's so many different variables that, some children just might not like the taste. They might not like the texture. And there's mild picky eaters and there's also extreme. There's also kids that enjoy foods, but they may have an allergy. So the reality is that nearly 9 out of 10 kids across America don't actually get the nutrients that they need through their daily diet. And again, that could be from allergies to not liking a particular food or, very extreme kind of picky eaters. And that's where, to give parents peace of mind that their kids are actually getting the necessary nutrients for growth and development, that's where vitamins and supplements come in as again, another alternative, for parents who are struggling with this.
Love that. And I think that is a great segue then to what SmartyPants Vitamins has been able to do. So for our audience out there, especially adults, we know, of course, the benefits that can come from vitamins. Brenda, how can supplements and multivitamin options help when it comes to picky eaters?
Yeah, so it's all really about filling those nutritional gaps. And again, giving peace of mind to the parents that their children are getting the necessary nutrients that's really required for healthy immunity and for growth and development. Now, when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of options. So, I either had to, take a really hard, difficult to swallow pill or, an awful tasting, fish oil liquid. Fortunately today, in SmartyPants multivitamins is a great example of that, where it's in a gummy format. It gives the peace of mind and the nutrient density that the parents want, but it's also delivered in a really delicious format that kids will enjoy taking.
Love that. And that's why this is a great option, and great that we could be able to have a conversation like this, Brenda, to help our audience out there that may be dealing with picky eaters and making sure that their kids are getting the necessary nutrients that they need. Again, everyone, we've been speaking today with Brenda Demers. She's the CEO of SmartyPants Vitamins, helping you guys, if you do have picky eaters in your household, some ways to make sure they still are able to get their nutrients. Brenda, where can our audience go for more information?
Yeah, a great place to start is our website, of course, at SmartyPantsVitamins.com, and you can find us on Instagram at SmartyPants. We are available nationwide at all major retailers, and again, online at Amazon. You can find us, and there's a wealth of information that we have on Amazon as well.
Awesome. Brenda, thank you again for the great work you all are doing there at SmartyPants Vitamins, but also for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let us go make today amazing. Take care.